Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time, back with his good friend Dion from Dion Talk. How you doing, buddy?
Howdy. Happy Saturday.
Every day is Saturday. I love it. I love it. Hey, something I don't do a lot is kind of, I don't know, self-promotion or marketing or whatever you want to call it. You are part of my course, How to Get Started One Rental at a Time. You've added binder strategy and much, much more. You're part of the private Facebook group. You're coming to our first ORAT live session on November 12th. So you're a huge part of One Rental at a Time. But one thing I wanted to ask in this video, and again, full disclosure, self-promotion, who should and who shouldn't buy my $320 course, How to Get Started One Rental at a Time? And we can start with who should or who shouldn't, dealer's choice.
So and I'll be completely transparent. If somebody had asked me that in 2018, I would have said nobody should take any courses. Too much free content.
Yeah, agreed.
So that was my generic, because I had never heard of a $320 course that has multiple experts that cover different subjects, that takes over 7,000 videos, filters it down to the ones that you would want to actually do in a structured classroom format. Like no one had ever presented it to me that way. All I had heard was go to the free event to be pitched the 4-hour, $5,000 course, to be pitched the $12,000 weekend course, upsold on everything. And so I was really anti-courses. And then at one point when I was starting my channel, I said, hey, I'm going to take your course and I'm going to do a review of it. And you gave me the response I would hope to get. The same one when I said, hey, I'm going to do a review of your book. You literally sent me the message. Okay, cool. Just be honest.
Yeah.
Instead of oh, cool. Can you promote it? Can you push it? Can you whatever? That's what you get when I've reached out to other people and said, hey, I'm going to do a review. I've reached out to somebody and said, I'm going to do a review of your course. And they sent me that. So I'm not reviewing that course. I'm not going to say who that was, but so that was my response there. But to be clear, the person who listens to 10 hours of your content every day to get through over 7,000 hours can get the content that's in your course. Yeah. Maybe not some of the specific stuff that the experts have added. They might not mention their strategies or tactics as clearly in the videos that you do together with them. But the person who actually wants to get it in a more concise format that is going to do something. Like if you're going to just take a course and not do anything, just watch the videos and don't do anything. Exactly. But if you're actually going to learn a market, pick a market, choose a strategy, talk to a lender to find out what your options are, make offers on deals that make sense, and be okay if they don't get accepted. Like just get to the point of making offers, recognizing what a great deal is. That's who the course is for. The person who will actually take action and wants to be able to go in the course to the strategy that they're working on that day. If they have, okay, today I'm going to be making seller financing offers, or today I'm going to be doing the 50-40-10 strategy, or they can go in the course and say, yep, this is the part we studied, and I'm going to redo it again right now before I take that action.
Yeah, I'm really glad to hear that, because when I asked this of you, I know you're going to say it how it is. So I didn't know where we were going. So when I created the course, How to Get Started One Rental at a Time, it was after I think I had 750 videos already on YouTube, right? I had my book, right? This whole journey starts with the book. The book goes to YouTube. And then what happened is, for the early part of my career, I said yes to every coffee session, right? If you're in the Bay Area, you wanted to meet, but pretty soon you just get tired of having coffee, and I like coffee. And that's when I had to kind of buckle down and create the course. And what I tried to do was just step by step, right? Just step one. And I hate fluff, right? So, in my course, I have a why section, like what is your why, but it's last. Step one for me is, smack them in the face and see if they're going to do the work. Cause I know a lot of people buy courses and they do, 1 or 2 sections and they don't do anything. So for me, it was like, okay, number one, we're going to define a buy box. Let's go. Let's play with the spreadsheet. Let's understand the math. Let's understand what it takes to learn average, and then you can do great. So that was really important for me. And then the channel, which we're speaking on now, grew, and I attracted more experts like yourself who had skills that I don't have. One of the things that I think is important for me, really all the way back to my sales career, is I am very comfortable talking about where my domain is, but I won't reach into someone else's area. So when you want to talk about self-management, or the 4-3-2-1 or the cheat code to wealth or the binder strategy. I've never sat across from a tenant and negotiate a rent increase. Why would I talk about it? Could I theorize it? Sure, but I've never done it. You do it. You have it. You'll share the binder at the upcoming event on the 12th. So that was really cool. That was an accident, total accident, finding other experts saying, "Hey, Mike, I'll create free content for you. I'll create free content." So we just kept adding sections. And then the surprise of all surprises for me was a private Facebook group. I created that, hand to God, as an FAQ. In my sales career, you always created a spot, a repository for frequently asked questions. That's all I ever thought it was. That was where my vision started and ended, and I have been greatly surprised. It is the happiest place on the internet. People are posting wins and pictures and selfies, questions, networking. All of this comes, and I haven't really raised the price, right? It's $320. There's all these extra stuff we've added. We raise it once a year because we just add so much over the year. So it's just fun to watch it grow organically. And for me, the most important thing is, if you're going to do the work, there's no better return. But if you want to buy it just to say you have it, then don't bother. I don't need the $300 or whatever it is.
And that's the hard part is you talked about, you used to go to every coffee meetup when you were first starting. Hey, if you're around here, let's go hang out and spend some time, get to know each other. I was doing that for a while too. And I honestly think about 80% of the time it was with somebody who wasn't going to do anything.
Yeah.
They were
That's
just
frustrating. Yeah.
I've interacted with this person on YouTube, but they'll actually meet me. I'm going to go. Like, that was the thing. So I really cut that down. I think what I'm going to start doing, because I was taking calls too, and you know, that 2 or 3 requests doesn't sound too bad, but 30 or 40 a week starts to look like a job, which is the whole point of doing this.
Exactly.
Have one, right?
Exactly.
So I think I'm going to start. Let me know in the comments below if this would be something that you would even be interested in, because I don't know. I'm trying to do what people want. But on my live streams, I'm going to, I've been kind of raffling off copies of 15 Conversations with Real Estate Millionaires on Audible. But I'm thinking of also including a 1-hour call with me. Ooh. Like, we literally just have a call, but instead of pretty much anybody who said, "Hey, I'd like to have a call," and then it became who had a good story could get the call, because they, could pull on the heartstrings, and right. Still would be a time sink. But if I was to do maybe 1 call a week, that's not a job. And yeah. I would see if people would, I would use the dice like I normally do to figure out who would be the winner of that. And let me know if that's something you think would be cool or not.
The answer is yes. And folks, you need to blow up the comment section just so he sees this. And I look forward to that. But yeah, when I think about what we're trying to do here at One Rental at a Time, kind of under that umbrella, it really is like, I'm a sports guy, right? So the analogy of tailgating in the parking lot, getting people in the stands, and then, oh, by the way, being a player on the field. I look at the folks that are experts, and everybody that's in the course or really on the channel, we're players on the field in our lane, in our area, right? What I'm trying to do is get people out of the tailgate into the stands. I speak to the people in the stands, right? Do the work, do this, do that. If you just want to pop off in the parking lot and, drink beers with your buddies and watch Netflix, I'm not your guy, right? Because, my channel would be far bigger, and likely yours, if we preached what people wanted, which is fear and don't do this and crash and all of that stuff. We preach do the work. Who the hell wants to do the work? I mean, that takes time and sacrifice, and moving out of a house into an apartment with your kids is not fun, but it sets you up. Selling your big house in Texas and house hacking a fourplex like Anna is the best financial move, but who the hell wants to do that? I can't do that. I mean, the path to a better future is pretty well laid out. It's choices. And if you want to sit in the parking lot and pop off with your friends, I'm not your guy. But if you're ready to do the work and hold yourself accountable, and oh, by the way, get a free Facebook group with just amazing people, we're here for you. We're here when you want to get in the stands, is what I guess I'm saying.
No, I actually agree with that analogy, even though I'm not a sports ball guy. I think here on YouTube, we would grow a lot faster as a channel if we talked, what do people want? And it might not be like, hey, like they say, I want this. It's what do people want? Obviously, it's you could tell because they click on scary. They click on a building city in the background and the biggest crash ever coming. So we would get more views, but we wouldn't be sharing what we're trying to. And what we're trying to share is how to get to financial freedom. So the people who are watching our content, I think, are more aligned with people who are trying to take action. They're trying to look for, okay, what is the reason to invest? Not that all the reasons why I shouldn't invest. And people have been saying that for decades. Of every single year, there's a reason why you shouldn't invest. And then if they take the course and they're in the Facebook group, they're literally interacting with people who have skin in the game.
Yeah.
And are going to take action. And you're more likely to follow through with something if you're interacting with people who are also doing that.
Yeah, the Facebook group, again, created as an FAQ spot, is going to likely become the most important thing the next 2 years, in my opinion, because of rule number 7. You got to audit your network. And in today's social media world, you've got to audit your social media as much. There's a lot of people that are going down this artificial intelligence of negativity and scary and fearful and, all of that stuff. You've got to be around people that are doing the work. Because again, every recession, people get wealthy and a lot of people are scared. And I hear it all the time. I wish I did this. I wish I did that. Well, we're in a recession, a bear market. Time to get around people doing the work. It's not easy. It's never easy, but it's a lot easier to find a motivated seller in a recession than it is when everybody's, using cash. So it's just comical for me to think all the people that told me the last 2 years, I want a recession so I can buy. And now they're all not doing the work and they're scared because of what they're feeding. You're feeding yourself negativity. Of course, you're going to think negatively.
And auditing your circle includes social media. A lesson for that for me today was I'm in a couple of different groups and I made a relatively positive comment about somebody who had closed down a deal and what they should do next, just kind of an encouraging and reach out if you have questions. And there was a whole bunch of responses about why would you encourage somebody to own real estate? Even Kiyosaki says there's an 80% crash in rents coming. And it went on and on and on. I was like, wow, this is what you're listening to. Like, that was my response. I think you might want to audit where you're getting your knowledge from, because we're still up year over year, except for 3 markets out of over 300 on prices of properties. We haven't seen a rent decrease market wide since we've started tracking the data. Like, there are some pockets that might, but if you diversified, like all the reasons that people just aren't thinking of, because fear is more attractive. Fear is not boring.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, if you're ready to do the work, hold yourself accountable. Like Tom Ferry said yesterday on my daily financial news, anything you do today will help you in 2023. If you follow my channel, you know that 2023 might be the worst economic year of my adult life, but that's a reason to be excited, not fearful. But you must do the work. You must understand average. You must only do great deals. Creative financing is the way to go. And of course, if you have units, you need to understand the binder strategy, which Dion brought us in self-management. So Dion, where can people find you?
You can find me being super boring right here on YouTube, Dion Talk Financial Freedom.
Thank you, buddy.